coming around the back, we are coming in. And we don't want them disturb our interview when I'm talking to these nice young ladies. So, good afternoon, everybody. So what is your name? Well, I'm Keisha Barrett, and I'm with the Development Bank of Jamaica. Okay. So, the, tell me some more about the Development Bank of Jamaica. Is it government? What is that? What is this? The Development Bank of Jamaica is a government entity, and we fall under the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. And as the name suggests, it's a development bank, so we are integral in the development of a lot of sectors in Jamaica, business sectors. So you name it, we support just about every sector. So whether it is agriculture and agribiz or manufacturing, tourism, education, health, you name it, we support just about every sector. Um, I have a question. I want to start the question from early because as a farmers I know you're interested. Mr. McCook, Marlos, and myself, Mr. Bernard, we're goat farmers. And we want some assistance and in case of a grant or a loan that come from the Development Bank of Jamaica, what kind of programs they have to support farmers like us? All right, good question. We do have a specific product that's tailored to farmers, and that is, and not just farmers, anybody in agriculture. It's agribiz. That's a specific loan product designed just for persons in agriculture. And so if once you have a business that you are using anything from the soil, so you could be making cocoa butter, you could be making cheese, you could be making milk, cheese, goat meat, anything from it's a part of the process of production from farming, you can get support through that particular program. I'm not sure exactly what you were thinking, but what I can say is that why I'm impressed with the service that you guys offer. We have two farmers who benefited from the Ignite program. We have Cabra Ranch, who now doing goat milk and condensed milk, etc. And we have HMH Farm, who do the jam goat burger. And Trinjam also, Dr. Young and our team. So I think a lot of the farmers would love to hear how is it that, farmers like ourselves could get involved in a program like that. And then just any testimony you could to support us with so we have confidence in the service you guys provide. And you know what? You mentioned three very awesome businesses. And so for those three specifically, they benefited from the Ignite program, which is a grant program. That means it's free money people you don't have to take back. It's true. However, there is what is key to benefiting from those programs. Those were innovative businesses. So they came up with something that was not necessarily on the market at the time. So as you rightly said, it was goat products from goat meat or whether it is goat milk, goat cheese, ice cream. Trinjam told me yesterday that yogurt, ice cream, body wash, you name it. So they were able to benefit from that grant program. Unfortunately, at this time, we don't have any grant programs available. However, they're being revamped because the fact is the program supported many businesses and was exhausted. So the money finished. But we are revamping the program, sourcing new funding with the anticipation of being able to relaunch that later on this year. Now, for your viewers out there, what I would recommend, if you are in farming and you're not yet following DBJ's website or we are following our Instagram, it's DB Jamaica on Instagram and www.dbankjam.com, right? So I suggest you follow us so that when these programs are relaunched, you are quick on the draw to be able to benefit. It usually comes in the form of coming to us with your proposal for whatever new innovative program or product you're coming up with. And once you come to us with a very good proposal, then we can be able to look at it and then see if it qualifies for one of our grants. But you made a good point. Those are three businesses. Those are only just three out of many. Why I can testify is that I remember they started here, as in just farmers showcasing goats. And then now they're no longer showcasing goats. Then tell me that we're not goat farmers anymore. We're producers I'm a milk producer. I'm a producer of meat. And them now in the center ring. Right. Having me, I just eat one the jam goat burger, pretty impressed, had some goat milk. Mr. Makuka saw you by HMH a while ago, but you were busy talking. So I'm really impressed with what you guys do to farmers, and I support it so much.
I tell you something. Dr. Young, a few years ago, I worked at Lemby, spoke to her down by the ring. She told me of her idea in terms of doing goat milk. And I took her information, passed it on to my colleagues. And it is only this year that I came back and realized that she was actually a beneficiary coming from the conversation we had then. And she's now expanded into the byproducts of goat milk. So, and I want to say to the general public, you may be at home with a very good idea, and it would be something that would have a great impact on our economy, improving people's way of living, whether it is health, because people are constantly looking for ways to diversify what they eat and looking for healthier options. Whatever it is you come up with, once you put it in the form of a good proposal and you come to the DBJ, we can look at it once our grant programs again are available and see if you can qualify for one of those grants.
What I wanted to ask you is, do you help the farmers to put this proposal together? Because, for me, I know I can't really put that proposal together. Khalil, you think you can do all right? So we are gonna need help because we don't know where to start. So how we access it? How we do all of this?
All right. Well, typically, I'm not a part of that team, but we have a team designated to reviewing the proposals. Once you are interested, when there is an open call, we may be able to direct you to other avenues that you can get assistance in doing that. But we don't directly do that in terms of, because it would be a conflict of interest for us to be writing a proposal for you and then us being the ones to review and make that decision. So we would be able to possibly direct you to organizations or individuals that can assist you to write those proposals. Typically, we work with the JVDC, but I'm sure there are other entities around that could definitely assist in doing that.
And you would basically help us to do that. Another question I wanted to find out from you. What kind of money you're talking about? What is there a limit? I mean, is it a 1 million, a 10 million, a 100 million? What kind of money you think, general? I'm not asking about the 3 persons that go how much money you give them. That's not what I'm asking you. But what kind of funding money works? Yes.
When you're looking at some beneficiaries, maybe up to $7 million, $4 million, it depends on the size, scope of the project, how they would be able to benefit. But I mean, outside of, for those who would want to benefit from grant funding, we have loan funding because there are many farmers out there who, whether it is, for some
what is it?
loan funding,
Okay,
you can borrow money also. Because for many, maybe, those hen houses, you're with Best Rest on your shirt. So those massive hen houses, we have been a part of funding a lot of them. And we provide also support. We are in the midst of energy solutions right here. And
like solar.
we provide loans for solar projects for businesses, as well as we provide grant support for energy audits. So, they need to get the energy audit done so they know what exactly they'll need based on their capacity and all of that. So we partially pay for those energy audits. And I know that's very important for you to be able to get the best options for energy solutions. So we provide that. And I know I would have been a part of several projects where persons with hen houses, they were able to put solar panels on those hen houses to make them more energy efficient, right? So there are also those options. And another thing I want to touch on for those customers or for those business persons who are looking to borrow, and you may be short on collateral, because face it, when you're looking to borrow and you're going to the bank, one of the first things you're asked is, what do you have as collateral? And for some persons, they may not have sufficient collateral. So you don't have the land, you don't have the vehicle, you don't have the cash in bank, but you have a viable business that your revenues can support alone. So in that case, the DBJ has the credit enhancement facility, which is collateral support. We don't support 100% of any loan, but depending on the loan amount, we can support between 80 to 90% of that loan amount, which is substantial, right, in this time. And all you need to do is talk with your financial institution. We partner with just about every commercial bank, credit union, and quite a number of microfinance lenders. So there's a space for everybody. You're a micro business, you can also benefit from a micro lender or your credit union. It just depends. right? So you can approach your lender, and once you approach your lender, then they can say to you, all right, if you need collateral, they can say, all right, we'll approach a DBJ on your behalf and apply for collateral support. So there are a number of solutions I mentioned just now. I mentioned grants. Some are not available right now, but what is definitely available is the energy audit for those who are looking to do solar. I mentioned funding for farmers. Specifically, we have the agribiz, which is a loan solution just for you. Very good terms and conditions. And I mentioned as well the credit enhancement facility, which is collateral support. So I believe that is a really tight package, one that is really beneficial for those who are looking to access funding in the space to enhance their business. And as a development bank, we're looking to make impact in any which way we can.
Khalil, this sounds like sounds very interesting. You know, we hear these buzz things all the time going around the place, but we don't know. But we're gonna get that money from that you're giving away. How that works? I mean, and the loans, because is this a bank or what it is, and where the money come from, and how you decide say you're going to give away 100 million this year, or where all of this come from? Do we hear this in the ministry papers, or sometimes we hear some things? It looks like me over here, me not hear so good. So tell me how we know what's going on.
Well, first of all, I want to correct you. Okay. It's not necessarily giving away. Okay. Right? It's supporting, because of course, if you're coming to the DBJ, that means you have a viable proposal, and that is if you're going to apply for any one of our grants. If you're looking at loan funding, which I believe, if you're investing in your business, that's one good way to go. You can, first of all, approach your lenders. The DBJ is, as I mentioned, a government entity. And so some of our funding comes through the Ministry of Finance. We are funded by other entities, multilateral partners, the World Bank and the IDB, some projects. So there are various funding sources, and we lend according to the terms and the conditions based on the funding source. But the grant programs too are funded by, in some instances, by our multilateral partners as well as the government of Jamaica. Right?
So
but
that's why you have a limit. That's why.
Yes, because we don't have deep pockets in Jamaica, right? Right, we're a small country, and so we try to ensure that it's the viable businesses that get the support that they really need. And we are big too on technological advancement. And as a small developing nation, we are looking to introduce new things into our society, into our economy, that can help us to grow and catch up with the first world countries. Because we look about Utalawa.
You see, why I asked, I was wondering if it was connected to the USAID. That free, I was just kind of wondering, and that cut off that facility the other day and all that. So I was wondering if there was some attachment and it would limit us. I don't know, Khalil, you have anything? You sound like you know this thing.
Yeah, I do. I actually helped a couple of the farmers that went through the program. So yeah, I kind of understand the process, and as I say, I really think you guys do a stellar job. What you did for some of the boat farmers, I know, excellent work you guys do.
All right, so thank you very much. We really appreciate you spending the time and coming and explaining this to the farmers. I myself is learning because I don't really know much about all of this, and we really appreciate you coming. And in closing, I would like you to just tell us where you come, who you call, all of that information before we close.
And thank you for having me and your audience out there for listening today. If you would like to reach the DBJ, we are at the Denby Showground today and tomorrow. We are by the center stage, the center ring at the top. We have a booth up there. Feel free to come on up and ask your questions. Outside of coming to Denby, if you're not able to, you can call us at 99 4000.